Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Pisces February 2023 weekly illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So, hi, everyone, and welcome. You'll have to forgive me. My voice is going. I got a little sick recently, and it's kind of been on and off. So we'll see if I can make it through your reading, Pisces. But welcome. So this reading is meant to take a look at the energy for the week ahead, roughly about 7 days from the point of you watching the video. And we're going to be looking at what you bring to this week, what's going on around you, and then looking at a challenge or block, and then an opportunity that is coming in for you. So we'll get kind of a broad view here of what to focus on for the week ahead. So what does Pisces need to know? Okay, so we have the Five of Wands. Now this is what you're bringing into the week ahead here. And the Five of Wands, it can be two things. Fives in numerology in general speak to change, can also speak to chaos. So there's a little bit with this card that can be good. It can represent healthy competition. It can represent kind of getting back out there, getting back out on the horse, kind of going out into the open market, so to speak, into the competitive market. But it can also speak to too many cooks in the kitchen, a little too much going on. So there may be, with this being an internal energy, you may be coming in with a little bit of this either kind of feistiness. You may be looking at kind of wrestling with yourself as to where you want to apply your energy. Wands really speak to our passions. They speak also to how we take action. So there might be a little bit of a conflict within of where you want to take action and how you want to take action. And why do I say that? Because in your external environment, we have the Lovers, we have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Star. There's a little bit of an avoidance of following a dream, moving towards a dream, moving towards what you love. And I think it's funny that this individual here in this picture who's trying to get away with something is literally smack in between the Lovers and the Star. It's like he's trying to get away from following that great dream, admitting to himself this is what he wants, and yet he's going to run right into it again on the other side in a different form, what he loves. This could be for some of you, maybe that you're kind of wrestling with where to take action, maybe in regards to a relationship, but this could also be truly, this could be like where maybe you've always wanted to have that great love of your life. And in trying to say, well, I don't need to have somebody in my life. I don't need to have that relationship. I don't need to do that. You're going to run right into the person of your dreams. But this can also be where you're trying to avoid something that you deeply yearn for, something that you love to achieve for yourself or love to see made manifest. And yet you somehow can't seem to avoid it because there's something here that it's like you're going to find it again in a different form. Now, in looking from the past up to the present, you have been kind of, I think, waffling a little bit. There's the Two of Swords is a card of indecision. It's a card of I don't know which way is better. I don't know which way is more in alignment with my truth. And yet here with the Ace of Pentacles, there's an opportunity. This is the opportunity for something new to invest in the physical, something to nurture into what can ultimately become a legacy for yourself. And with the High Priestess, there's a deep knowing. This is what you're sitting with right now. There's a deep knowing, I think, for many of you, of what you want to do with this pentacle, where you want to plant it, what you want it to become. But you've been sitting in this place. I'm curious to see what's underneath. Yeah, the Hermit. The Hermit is actually the internal version of the Star. It's where he goes within to find the star, to find the dream, to find what his uniqueness deep within. And this is when we see it kind of realized outside of ourselves. So I think for many of you, you've gone through this kind of soul-seeking energy, but you didn't quite know which way to go with that. Okay, yes, I've reconnected with my uniqueness, what I love about myself, the dream that's lying within my heart, but do I actually do it, or which is the better way to go to make that happen. And I think that you are gifted with something. And now this week, we're going to see here what comes up. But I think for many of you, there's something within you. You have a little bit of internal chaos going on right now. You're wrestling with yourself as to what do you need to do? This could even be where you're listening to too many people's opinions, too, of what you need to do or where you need to take action. So let's go ahead and take a look at what your main challenge point is. Then where the opportunity is. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands again. So we can't. Wow. So this is double confirmation. So this is a week with the Five of Wands coming. This is a week really of, I think, when Five of Wands is a challenge, this is when there is like too much going on. When you're trying to either do too much, you're allowing too many people to speak in your ear. Yeah, and you notice the Queen of Cups. She almost has like her hands up to be like, quiet. Let's just, everybody shh, nobody move. I need to consult how I feel. That's what she's doing there. And I think for many of you that this is that week to really stop. Maybe if you've been doing a lot, this can be where maybe you've been kind of wrestling with, again, making a decision towards something, but yet you are just kind of allowing life to get in the way because you don't want to face the understanding that there's a dream you've connected to recently. And you're being asked this week to stop. And I'm really feeling it for you, Pisces. It's like, stop, be quiet. Don't go out there and ask 28 people's opinions on what to do. Don't go out there and just keep yourself busy. Remove yourself from the chaos and the noise of both the external and the internal and get in touch with your emotions. What is in your cup? What are those needs you need to have met? What is that dream that lies within? Because then we have the Page of Wands at the heart of your reading, which is what Spirit's asking you to embrace. You notice it's a little different than the Five of Wands with all these people and their sticks at each other. The Page of Wands is free. This is that childlike. It's the true child energy of, I'm just going to go out there and do what feels good. I'm going to play. This is like the card of play. Notice she's just waving her baton. She's throwing it in the air. She's not here in it, hitting people with it and trying to figure out what to do and where it fits. She's just happy with having it as it is. Because then on the other side, the opportunity here, we have the Eight of Wands and the Emperor. This is fast movement, fast communication. But there's something here around fast movement towards really taking a look at kind of your next move. The Emperor coming in this position for me really speaks to getting to that place of, okay, no more running from what I need to do. No more getting caught in the chaos so that I don't have to make the decision or so that I don't see the decision that needs to be made. It's time for me to quiet this and get back in touch this week with my emotions, what I need to feel emotionally connected to my life. Get in touch with your intuition too, because the High Priestess says that you have a beautiful portal to really just connect with knowledge, with something that's going to say, this is the decision you've made. This is the decision based on what you love. This is a decision based on what dream you want to follow. And when you get into that space, that's what's going to just allow you, I think, to kind of clear the decks and say, what is that one thing I just love to do? And what if I could just go out there and play with that all day long? And that's going to bring in, I think, an opportunity for you to kind of make a big move for yourself, to get back into this position of power. Because when we're stuck in this energy, the Five of Wands, we're losing out to all of what's going on here. Everybody kind of has their wand in the fire, so to speak. And this is saying, okay, no, it's just what about what's your one wand? Get back out there and play with it. Don't put it in the mix. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be good enough. I mean, I'm looking at their stick and they're looking at my stick. And this is saying there's no comparison here. Because that can also be what the Five of Wands is. This could be like where you're out there and you're comparing yourself. And this is saying, no, your wand is unique. Your passion is unique. But you have to look at it from, does it feel good for you? Is this something that you could literally play with all day long? And that's going to, with the Eight of Wands coming in, there's a beautiful opportunity here for either a communication that's going to lead to, because Eight of Wands can speak to quick communication, meaning like electronic communication. This could be a text, an email that comes through, that then kind of puts you in this place of, okay, well, now what can I do with this passion, And suddenly now you're faced with, wait a second, I can't run from my dream anymore. I can't run from what I love because it's here. And maybe for some of you, you can't see that it's here, which is interesting. There might be something, you might almost be distracting yourself from seeing that a dream has been realized. And that's what I'm kind of hearing intuitively. The moon. The moon is a card kind of the unknown, that something is unclear. But it can also be where we're being asked to walk a path on faith. We feel the pull, kind of like from the full moon, the moon pulls the tide. We feel that inner pull towards something, and yet we can be afraid. Now, with the Ten of Coins and the Ten of Swords, I think for many of you, the Ten of Coins is your ultimate legacy fulfilled. It's in the physical. This is like, if you want to have that ultimate home and how much money you want in the bank, and maybe you want to write that book. It's all of that. But with the Ten of Swords, this is a point where you've been brought to your knees. And I think for many of you, you may have had to walk away at some point from a legacy you were building, from a Ten of Coins. And again, when you look at this, here's this pile of gold sandwiched between the unknown, feeling called towards something, and the memory of a past pain, a memory of your lowest time. And I think maybe that's where the chaos is coming from. There's this inability to kind of you're having an opportunity now. You got the ace to work towards this again. And yet I think for many of you, you're trying not to see it. Trying not to see it because the last time it didn't work out. And that's why you're like, well, it didn't work out, so I might as well not try again. I might as well just not make that decision. This is like sitting there saying, well, I can't, I don't really know. I don't really know if I can do that. And in reality, the High Priestess says, no, you know. You know what you love. You know what dream is in your heart. And you're feeling pulled towards it again. So we have the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Yeah. The Nine of Cups is like, shh, sit. Remember what the Nine of Cups here is. What are you grateful for? And what is that one wish that your heart wants to make on an emotional level towards if you could have this one additional piece in your life? What would that thing be? And it's interesting because I just did Virgo's reading before yours, and Virgo is your natural 7th. It's your opposing sign on the Zodiac wheel. And they got a very similar message about looking at their heart's wish, but from a different perspective. So for some of you, if you have Virgo placements, you might want to watch that. And again, you'll get kind of a from the other perspective message here. But yeah, this is saying it's time to get in touch with that kind of dream that's lying within your heart. What is that last cup for yourself? And we have here Queen of Swords, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. Yeah, for some of you, this is around a happy family, home life. The Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands. The Ten of Cups is it's like your true ultimate heart's wish made manifest. It is touching a little bit of heaven on an emotional plane on earth. And you can see here it's represented in this image by almost like a wedding cake. And then we have the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is a foundation that is celebrated by others, which can also represent a marriage. So I think for many of you, there is something here that the passion that's kind of lying dormant within is wanting to go out there to pursue this, to pursue a legacy that is based around a happy, fulfilled home life. Or with the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands, that this doesn't have to do with romance or a home life. This could actually be around a business that is like ultimately fulfilling for you. Like it is your own business. And you get to build the foundation of that through what you're passionate about, through playing. And I think with the the Queen of Swords coming in, the Queen of Swords is someone who shares their knowledge. She shares what she's gone through. She understands the lessons she's learned about herself along the way. And she is not afraid to hear other people's stories as well, but she also is very clear on her story and how she shares it. And I think for many of you, there might be this place of indecision because you might have gotten a little jaded at some point around whatever this was. It might be that maybe you did try to follow your passion in the past. You tried to build that business and it didn't work out. Again, there's something happened and you were brought to your knees. Or you tried to go into a relationship and you had the home life and you were working towards, the home and the family and all of that, and you got divorced or something along that line. And this can be where she's like, well, remember the last time we tried to do this, it didn't work out. The last time I tried to do something that felt like fun, the last time I got into this place of play, it got all messed up. And that's just saying, yeah, but you have the opportunity here to do it again. And I feel like Pisces, this has been a message that's maybe come through for you. I know many of us are getting kind of a second chance, again, at walking through something that we had tried to make happen. And I do feel like many of us are getting a second chance because now we are seeing that part of ourselves that maybe wasn't authentic that first time around, and we get a chance now to do it in a more authentic way for us, for ourselves. So we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's clarity. And the Seven of Swords. For some of you, with this communication that's coming in, I think there might be clarity as to where you've been with the Seven of Swords coming in again, where you've been trying to kind of run from the truth or run from seeing something. This can be where you've been avoiding admitting to yourself that you really want that partner, that beautiful partner in that marriage again, or you really want to build that business again. The Eight of Wands can be where maybe there's all of a sudden this fast movement. It could be that all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to stop just kind of, being in the mix. This could be like where maybe you have, again, a passion. Pick whatever that is for you. Let's say you really love to... Let's say you love to do tarot like this. You love to read for tarot cards, but yet you've been kind of dabbling in it here, and you've been talking to people, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't know if you should actually try to become a tarot reader. It's difficult. Remember the last time you tried to follow that other thing you were passionate about, and boy, that didn't work out." It's kind of like that. So then you kind of just keep doing it a little bit sporadically here and there, but then you're doing everything else on top of it too. Instead of just getting down to that place of, but what need is this filling within myself doing tarot? What need does that bring? And how does it directly connect to what's in my cup, to that dream that I want, to that wish right now that I'm making? Does it feel like fun? And this would be like just saying, this week, instead of doing all these other things, I'm just going to focus on recording one tarot video every day. Or I'm going to just focus on, I'm going to do one full tarot reading every day, and I'm just going to get back to what I originally loved about it, doing it without any expectations. And I think suddenly that's going to kind of reveal to yourself, wow, how much I kind of removed the fun aspect of what I love doing, and how I got a little too wrapped up in realize, like, the Eight of Wands to me can also be like going with the flow. Like all of a sudden the energy is being pulled. All of a sudden people are coming in and are like, oh, we'd love to have a tarot reading, or we'd love to, why don't you come and do this with us? There's a workshop over here, and you could do this, and you're like, all of a sudden you're realizing, oh my gosh, I've been trying to avoid reading tarot because of the pain of the past, because when I tried to maybe follow a previous passion of mine, it didn't work out. And so I've been kind of holding myself back this time. And this could be the same thing in a dating relationship, or maybe this new relationship is going really quickly. And when you just kind of, stop with all the expectations of, well, I don't know if this person's really for me. Last time it's almost like you've been casually dating someone, and then when you actually like stop and quiet yourself, you're like, oh my God, this person is the person of my dreams. And suddenly the pace picks up and you realize, yeah, I know we've only known each other for 6 months, but let's move in. This is it. This is the clarity I needed. I need to stop running from this, and now it's time for me to make a move, because that move is a really big one here. We have the sun, a true illumination of the self. We have 3 of Cups. This is celebrating with others, kind of finding your soul tribe. The Lovers, beautiful, what you love. And then Temperance, which is bringing in that kind of moderation. But this is also my card of divine timing. It's also the number 5. It's the number 14 that introduces to the number 5 in numerology. So this is also a card of change. A card for me that speaks to freedom through change, but not when it's chaos like this. This is when it's like the right time at the right place. You stop and you make a well thought out move, because you've brought both your emotions and your passion into alignment. That's what Temperance speaks to. It speaks to moderating how you feel and bringing in your passion in a new way and alchemizing it into something new. And with the sun, the 3 of Cups, and the Lovers, wow, this is beautiful. This is true, again, illumination of the self. You get to be this happy, naked, or beautiful version of yourself, this little child here, out playing in the sunshine. But you also get to recognize kind of where you belong, who you get to celebrate this with, and is all based in what you love or who you love. This is beautiful. And you get to make that choice. So there's a really neat opportunity this week for many of you Pisces to really get into a place of, I think, really leaning into something that you love, a passion. But you have to get back into this kind of childish, optimistic. You almost have to have it's like a child coming in and telling, the Queen of Swords can sometimes in her negative energy be the individual, who it would be like the old cranky woman or man at the end of the street who's like, you kids, stop doing this, because if you play like this, it's like I'm thinking of the Christmas Story movie where it's like, you'll shoot your eye out, kids, and you're like, but I just want to go and play with my BB gun, and it's almost like the kid just needs to go out there and be like, nah, who cares, if I shoot my eye out, I shoot my eye out. But you almost have to get into that curious optimist again, as if you don't know what happened previously, and you're going out there now with full faith, moving towards that dream again, trusting your intuition, trusting your heart, and making the move that's really going to bring you into a place of power and a lot of success right here with the sun, the 3 of Cups, and the Lovers. Beautiful. And Temperance is finding a new way to do that. This is saying there's a new combination of what you love and how to take action with it. And I think that's going to be where this play comes from here, this kind of power play on behalf of yourself. Okay, I'm going to pull a final card. Let's just go out here and see. What does Pisces need to know as a final message for the rest of the week? Okay, it says surrender your ego. It says cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. And I love that, because when you think about that, that's what the Page of Wands is. She's that child who she doesn't have any alternative motivations. The Queen of Swords might be someone who is coming from her ego because she's trying to protect her wounded ego. And so she's going to be the one that, is going to sit there and say, well, you shouldn't do that because I would never do that because I would look foolish if I did that. And this is saying, don't worry about looking foolish. Don't worry about looking like you might be naive or childish. This is saying, come from your heart and be of service. And when we get to play with a passion, when we get to express that, we are expressing a part of the divine that allows us then to be of service to others. Okay, we'll see if we can pull. Okay. So this week it's all about being quiet, quieting the noise within, quieting the noise without, getting back in touch with your own intuition, a wish that lies within your heart, and then getting back out there to share it, to take action on it, but from a place of just optimistic curiosity. No need to worry if people see you as silly. Okay, yeah, so we have the World. It says something has come to an end. Beautiful. Yeah, the past. It happened. You were brought to your knees. Something didn't work out. That's done. This is a new cycle now. You have the Ace to start again. And now we have the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. This is time for you to start defending. The Eight of Pentacles is working towards that dream. It's perfecting something. It's taking this pentacle and every day working a little bit on it. This would be like if all of a sudden you're like, okay, I am going to pursue that passionate, that business that's based from something I'm passionate about. I'm going to work on it a little bit every day. I'm going to work a little bit on practicing tarot every day. I'm going to work a little bit on the relationship. I'm going to, something along those lines. But it's saying with the Seven of Wands, yeah, defend that. Defend the action that you're choosing to take towards working with this new opportunity. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. I hope you all got something useful out of this reading for the week. I look forward to reading for you next week. And if you'd like to book your own reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to view a list of the services that I offer. All right. Bye, everyone.